Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep, really deep, into something spectacular. We're talking about India's incredible natural world.
That's right. It's vegetation, it's wildlife. It's an astonishingly rich story.
And we're pulling this story together from, well, basically a whole stack of structured knowledge, trying to make sense of this huge biodiversity.
And you have to realize from the get-go, we're talking about a global heavyweight here.
Heavyweight, how so?
Well, in terms of plant diversity, India is 10th in the world. 10th, and 4th just within Asia.
Wow, okay. That sets the stage.
Exactly, and the numbers, they just keep coming. Around 90,000 different species of animals, think about that.
90,000.
And flowering plants. About 15,000 species, which, get this, is about 6% of the entire world's total.
6% just from India.
Just from India. So yeah, the scale is immense.
Right. So before we jump into the different zones, maybe we should cover some basic terms, just so everyone's on the same page.
Good idea. Helps to have the right vocabulary.
Like the really basic difference between plants and animals in a region.
Simple enough. Flora for plants, fauna for animals. Two sides of the same coin, really. Flora and fauna.
Got it. And then there's this term, virgin vegetation. Sounds quite evocative.
It is. It means a plant community that's grown completely naturally, no human interference, left undeterred for a very, very long time.
So like untouched nature.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Shaped only by climate, soil, that kind of thing, not by us.
And what about plants that are like originally Indian,
Yeah.
not brought in from elsewhere?
Ah, yes. We call those endemic or indigenous. Basically species that are purely Indian in origin.
Okay, flora, fauna, virgin vegetation, endemic. That gives us a good start.
What's fascinating here is understanding these basic ideas is key before you can really appreciate the sheer variety across India's landscapes. It's such a vast place.
Right, let's start that journey then. You mentioned climate is key, especially rainfall. So where do we start? The wettest parts.
Exactly. Let's head to the tropical evergreen forests. These are places getting hammered with rain more than 200 centimeters a year.
200, that's a lot. So incredibly lush, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Think dense, tall trees, a canopy so thick sunlight struggles to get through. And importantly, there's no real dry season, so the trees don't need to shed their leaves all at once.
Uh-huh. And commercially important trees grow here too, right? Like rubber.
Yes, rubber thrives in these conditions. And also, cinchona trees, they specifically need that high rainfall, over 200 centimeters, to really do well.
And what about the fauna, the animals that live there?
Well, think about the one-horned rhinoceros. Its main strongholds are the jungles of Assam and West Bengal. Needs those hot, wet, marshy conditions. It's perfectly adapted.
So its habitat is directly linked to all that rain.
Precisely.
Okay, moving on. What if the rainfall is a bit less? Still significant, but not quite evergreen levels.
Then you're stepping into the tropical deciduous forests. This is the middle ground, say between 70 and 200 centimeters of rain.
And these are often called monsoon forests. Why is that?
Because they have a distinct dry season. And to cope, the trees shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks. Conserves water.
Ah, so that's the deciduous part. Creates a very different feel through the year, I guess.
Completely different, very seasonal. And these forests are incredibly important economically, too. Teak, for example, is probably the most dominant species in the moist deciduous type. Very valuable timber.
Teak, right. And wildlife. Is there a signature animal here?
Well, historically, this kind of more open forest is classic lion country.
Interesting. Okay, so evergreen, deciduous. What's next? Much drier.
Much drier. Now we're talking thorn forests and scrubs, regions getting less than 70 centimeters of rain annually.
Survival must be tough there for plants.
It really is. What's fascinating here is how they adapt. You see things like succulent stems to store water, really small, thick leaves to stop water loss. It's quite ingenious, biologically speaking.
Nature finding a way.
And the animals.
The classic animal adapted to these arid, scrubby areas, the wild ass. Okay, let's shift perspective. Not just rain, but altitude. Up into the mountains we go. Montane forests.
Yes, and here, temperature becomes just as crucial as rainfall. As you go higher, the vegetation changes dramatically.
How so?
Well, you might start with broader leaves lower down, but climb up to between, say, 1,500 and 3,000 meters, and suddenly you're among coniferous trees. Pine, deodar, silver fir, those classic mountain trees.
And people use these areas too, right?
Yes.
Nomadic groups.
Absolutely. Tribes like the Gujars and Bakarwals depend on the alpine grasslands even higher up. They move their livestock there for grazing, following the seasons.
A very traditional way of life, tied to the altitude.
Yeah.
And the wildlife up there, anything iconic?
Oh, yes. The elusive snow leopard, perfectly adapted to those high, cold, rugged terrains.
One more major type, where land meets the sea.
That would be the mangrove forests, found along coasts heavily influenced by the tides. The key feature is the roots. They're often submerged in water. It's a very specialized environment.
Creates a unique habitat.
Extremely unique. And in the Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta, these mangroves are the last great stronghold of the Royal Bengal tiger.
Wow, what a range. From rhinos in wet jungles to tigers in tidal forests, all shaped by climate and height. Incredible.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these 5 zones we've just walked through, they basically create these tailor-made homes for some of India's most famous and sometimes unique animals.
Okay, let's talk about some of those animals. We mentioned the rhino. What about the elephant? Where do they fit in?
Elephants, well, they need space, water, and lots of vegetation. So you find them mainly in those hot, wet forests we talked about first. Think Kerala, Karnataka, Assam. They need that lushness.
Right. And the lion. You said deciduous forests, but is there one specific place they're famous for now?
There is. Today, the only natural habitat for the Asiatic lion is the Gir forest in Gujarat.
The only place in the world.
In the entire world, yes. It's quite a conservation success story in Gir, but it also shows just how vulnerable the species is overall. Its fate rests on that one area.
That really puts it in perspective. Okay, what about the animals that thrive in really harsh conditions, like the wild ass?
Primarily, you'll find it in the Rann of Kutch in Gujarat and parts of the Thar Desert, really arid zones.
And isn't the Rann of Kutch also famous for birds, like flamingos?
It is. It seems barren, but it supports amazing life. Flamingos actually build these incredible nest mounds there from the salty mud. It's quite a sight.
Amazing. And from the heat of the desert to the extreme cold up in Ladakh.
Ah, yes. That's home to the yak. Big, shaggy horned creature, weighs about a ton, completely built for high-altitude life.
A ton. Incredible. Any other really unique creatures we should mention?
Well, the gharial is worth highlighting. It's a type of crocodile, but our source material describes it as the only living representative of its particular kind in the world today. A sort of living fossil, almost.
Okay, we've talked ecosystems and animals. But the plants themselves, they're not just scenery, are they? Here's where it gets really interesting. Their uses, especially medicinal ones.
Oh, absolutely. India's plant life is like a massive, ancient pharmacy. Think about Ayurveda.
Right, the traditional medicine system. How many plants does it actually use?
The estimates are around 2,000 different medicinal plants are described and used in Ayurveda. 2,000. It's an incredible body of knowledge.
And some are really specific to India, aren't they? Like sarpaganda.
Yes, sarpaganda, used traditionally for blood pressure. And interestingly, the material we reviewed states it's found only in India.
Only in India. What does that mean for protecting it?
It means it's a huge responsibility, doesn't it? If it's lost here, it's lost globally. It's a unique genetic resource.
Wow. And others, maybe more common ones.
Well, there's jamun. The fruit juice is used to make vinegar, apparently, and the seed powder is well known for helping manage diabetes.
Okay.
And then there's neem. Everyone knows neem, right? Famous for its antibiotic and antibacterial properties. Really powerful stuff.
This just underlines why conserving all this biodiversity is so critical. It's not just about pretty landscapes or iconic animals.
Exactly. The core reason is that every single species, big or small, plant or animal, plays a role in the ecosystem. You pull one thread and the whole thing can start to unravel.
So what are the biggest threats then? What's putting all this at risk?
Well, the sources we looked at are quite clear. They point fingers directly at human activities, not so much natural cycles in the immediate sense.
Like what specifically?
Things like hunting, especially for commercial reasons. Then there's the introduction of alien species plants or animals that don't belong there and outcompete the native ones. And of course, pollution, particularly from industrial waste.
It's interesting that natural climate cycles was specifically mentioned as not being one of the main drivers of the current threats.
Yes, that's a key distinction. It suggests that while climate change is a massive underlying issue, the most immediate damaging pressures right now are these direct human actions. Things we could theoretically stop or manage more directly.
Puts the onus on us, really.
It does.
But steps have been taken, right?
Yeah.
India hasn't just stood by.
Oh, definitely not. There's a long history of conservation efforts. The Wildlife Protection Act, that was way back in 1972, a foundational piece of legislation.
And since then?
A whole network has been built up. Currently 18 biosphere reserves established across the country, plus 106 national parks. That's a significant area set aside for protection.
And specific projects for certain animals, too.
Yes, things like Project Elephant, Project Lion,
Yep.
focusing resources on particularly threatened species. There's even a Project Great Indian Bustard mentioned.
Right. And for anyone wanting to picture these places, the Simlipal Bioreserve, for instance, that's in Odisha.
Correct. And there's ongoing support, too. The government has been providing funding and technical help to botanical gardens since 1992, recognizing the importance of research and off-site conservation as well.
So what does this all mean? We've journeyed from dense evergreen forests to arid deserts, from mountain peaks with snow leopards down to mangrove swamps with tigers. We've seen unique species found nowhere else.
It means India is truly a custodian of global biodiversity. Remember that number 10th in the world for plants. We've seen how specific environments shape life, whether it's the rhino needing swamps or nomadic tribes needing high pastures.
And we started by talking about virgin vegetation, that ideal of nature untouched by humans. But then we looked at the main threats now. Hunting, alien species, industrial pollution, all human-caused.
That contrast is stark, isn't it?
It is. So how does that idea of virgin nature make us think about our relationship with the environment today, knowing these man-made pressures are growing?
That's really the crucial takeaway, I think. Wrestling with that difference, the pristine ideal versus the messy reality of human impact, that's the challenge. And it's something for all of us, for you listening, to keep exploring as you think about India's incredible and fragile natural heritage.
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.